I'm out here by this creek that I sometimes come to. It's Saturday morning. Probably, at this point, it's probably a little bit after 8 a.m. Very foggy. I come out here to walk sometimes. I figured this time I would take you all with me. I'm actually sort of near the end of where I walk. I'm going to turn around in a minute here, because this is this bridge that you see. It's right at the mouth of the Patapsco River. It's a pretty big river. Can't really go any further than that. We'll get a little closer. You can hear the river in the background. It's going to get a lot louder when I start walking the other way. Anyway, like I said, I come out here with a fair amount of regularity. Just to sort of get some peace. Break to a long week. Shooting this on the DJI Osmo, which is a little stabilized camera. So hopefully we get some nice stable footage. This is the Patapsco River. It's not moving very much. The train that comes by here, pretty frequent. If we stick around long, we may hear it, but I'm going to head back. So we probably won't. This sort of underpass is usually at least a little bit wet. A lot of bike tracks here. Anyway, like I said, I found this area really pretty. I've actually shot out here a bunch. But this is the first time with this camera. And the camera quality is not great. But I think when you're walking around like this, the stabilization is important. So I prioritized that. The footage I've shot out here before, if the camera was not on a tripod, I found it to be unusable footage. Make sure I want to double check that my audio is recording. It seems to be. Fingers crossed. It's weird recording audio separate from a camera. It's just one other step. And you wouldn't think it would cause so many issues, but man. I already didn't hit record on the camera once this morning. That's why I'm starting at the end of my walk instead of the beginning. I remembered to hit record on the audio. But my preoccupation with making sure the audio was recording means I forgot to check the video. And on the Osmo, it's actually really difficult to tell if you're recording or not. It's just a little red button, and it's red. This is a poor design choice. It's red whether it's recording or not. It's just if it's recording, the red is smaller, and if it's not recording, the red is bigger, which sounds counterintuitive, and it is. I'm just trying to blame my lack of care on someone else. I was thinking, well, when I go on walks like this, I tend to think a lot. Mostly trite, stupid thoughts, but things that help me unwind. And today, well, last night and this morning, I was thinking about death, because it's fun to think about something that is inevitable and frightening and you have no control over. It's probably the least productive thing you can do with your time here, is to spend much time thinking about death. But I mean, as long as you don't get too morbid or too obsessed, I feel like there actually is some value. Let's see if I can get up here without falling with only one hand. I feel like there is some value, some therapeutic value in thinking about it a little, just not too much. So I was thinking about it, and I thought, lots of people obsess over death, are very worried about it. Try to do a tracking shot here. But when you really sort of dig into it, it almost seems like to be able to think about death the way a lot of the people watching this, or a lot of people who are not living in abject poverty, thinking about death in that way is really a privilege that has not been accorded to any class or species before the last 100, 200 years. It's almost like too much of a good thing. We got what we wished for, and now we have to live with the consequences, which are being excessively morbid, like the Cyclops. We know our own fate, we don't know the time, and some of us know the time, and the scientific knowledge to give us an abundance of time to waste worrying about it. So I'm going to use that to console myself from now on. It's a privilege to be able to worry about dying one day in your bed. There are probably a lot of people who would rather die with their boots on, as it were. And I totally understand that too. But ideally, you would die with your boots on at the age of 98. And that's just not so feasible. All the dew on all these branches. It is just above freezing right now, so, but we're at a few degrees colder. This would be really beautiful ice. You guys know what poison oak looks like? Anyway, I can't tell how this footage really looks until I get it into the editing suite. But, I'm pretty happy with the way it's being still. There's some walking motion being translated. It's very minor. And you can't get good close-ups with it. You can only get about a meter away, so it has a selfie mode. But you can't really get in focus unless you hold your arm out really, really far. And even then, you're just outside the range of critical focus. I like that you can get these sort of simulated tracking shots. I think as long as you have enough light, it works pretty well. This camera falls apart rather quickly if you don't have good light. Winter really has just begun, and I'm sick of it already. It's sort of a brief, I don't want to say Indian summer. The concept of Indian summer, using a different word, because it's much warmer today and the past couple days than it has been in the weeks leading up to today. Let's see if I can get down here without falling. Is it possible? Ooh, that was gross. Let's try somewhere else. Yeah, let me try over here. I'm also going to put some of that, because like I said, I come out here a bit, and I've taken footage out here. Well, you can see the edge of the... This camera uses an iPhone as a monitor. You can get its own monitor in the frame. How y'all doing? Let's see. The briars here are really quite severe, unforgiving. Ouch. Okay. All right. Normally, last time I was out here anyway, and all the other times I've been out here, this was all underwater. Which is strange, because it's actually been quite wet for the last week or so. I think the water levels here would be significantly higher than they are. See, this is looking a bit overexposed to me. I don't trust my eyes. This monitor. I love these rocks. This rock in particular, it almost looks like it was hewn. And it may have been. And rivers just continue to fascinate me. Anyone who's seen any of the videos where I talk about where I'm from, I was sick of hearing about it, but from Florida, we don't have rivers. I've been up here for years, and I'm still amazed by it. You gotta love nature. So many things grow old so quickly and go from being the thing you want most to something you just don't care about all that much. But I'm getting up there. And this has not lost its lure for me at all. So I really don't think it will. Oh, garbage bag. Oh well. We're actually not far at all from civilization, but although we're far enough that there's no reception. But there is an access road right in the distance there. You'll probably see. Very, very small road. A road nonetheless. So this is probably my last chance, my last time coming out here for the season. I can't imagine it's going to stay like this much longer. But when I do come back, it will be spring. And it will be so green that it's going to make you sick. I actually find spring too green. That sounds horrible. I like our variation in color. It's one of the reasons I don't like winter. One of many reasons I don't like winter. And of course why fall is my favorite season, and everybody's favorite season who is right thinking. Everybody should love fall. Even capitalists should love fall, because when everybody goes out, has their last fall fling and spends money on candied apples and grilled corn, at least in these parts. Here's another rock that looks hewn. I don't know. Tough to say. You're not going to find any answers here. Alright, so one thing I will say about this is the battery life is not good. Been shooting about 20 minutes. It's down to 18%. The river's about to get significantly louder. I don't have any extra batteries, so I'm going to have to end pretty soon. If you're listening to this to go to sleep, I hope the sound of the river is able to do that here at the end. I just won't talk very much for the rest of the video. I'll just kind of let it segue into more nature sounds. And I hope you guys all have a safe winter, and if you like winter, you're weird, but that's okay. But if you like winter, I hope you have fun. People tell me you can just bundle up. What's wrong? You just bundle up. You still have to breathe cold air. Somebody needs to invent something that, like a ventilator, that just warms the air that comes into your lungs. Because that's what really gets me. It ends up, I'm sweating from being so bundled up. but I'm still breathing freezing air. And I said I wouldn't talk very much anymore, and stumbled onto an area I was passionate about. Somebody make a ventilator in winter that warms the air you breathe. Just think of the opportunities. Governments would pay you so much money so they could I can't believe I'm going off on this. Governments would love you. They'd want to put additives in your ventilators. You would make so much money, and then you'd be happy. And nothing would ever go wrong for you again. And you would not feel empty. Your soul would not be like this strange orange color. It looks like, I know it's clay, but it looks like radioactive heat. I'm about to run out of batteries here, so thank you all for listening, and hopefully I'll do this again. I'm just going to let it sort of run out here with the river. Take care.